Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Most people wait until fuel becomes a problem. Smart people don't. There is time right now to start thinking about your family resilience and family preparedness if you haven't already. See, building up your family resilience, this is so much more than just having a tons of food stashed in your pantry. All the very important, but there's far bigger picture out there. Being resilient is actually understanding what's currently happening in the world, trying to mitigate this to make sure that your family can deal with the circumstances better when situation arises. So in today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about exactly that. We're going to be talking about things we should be doing now to make sure our family is just that little bit more prepared for the things that are coming our way. So firstly, it's very important to understand that fuel, it doesn't just equals your petrol or diesel in a tank of your car. This is a far bigger picture than that. We have to look at it as a movement across the whole country because yes, the whole country depends on moving products around the country. We covered this in the videos before, guys. It does even affect things like the farming machinery, the fertilizer. We're talking about the supermarket deliveries. We're talking about the emergency services. We're talking about things like the waste collections, which people don't really think about. So it's important to understand that this is a far, far bigger picture than just your fuel or diesel in the tank of your car. So one of the first things I think is to put yourself through the test. Okay, test of no popping out week. So basically, you go to work if you go to work, and that's that. Cut the unnecessary popping out trips to the shop or popping out to see somebody. If it's unnecessary, then try to do without. Just 1 week and try just to cut them out. Because if you can't deal with this right now, then chances are you won't be able to deal with this properly when it's, God forbid, enforced upon us. And I know there'll be people saying, well, I'm not going to be do as I told and I do as I want. Absolutely, if there's a petrol and diesel available in petrol stations. If there's no fuel, there's no fuel. So this is one of the important parts, guys, is to understand, deal with the situation. The whole preparedness, the whole resilience is to understand what could be happening and try to just be one step ahead. Be prepared, because if that restriction suddenly hits you, you know that your family will be far better prepared than most. Another important thing to understand, when things are tightened in terms of petrol or diesel, is not going to be the petrol and diesel that disappears first. It's going to be the small little convenience things or everyday things that will disappear. And we're talking about things like the medicine, we're talking about the pet food, we're talking about the pet litter, and it happened during the 2020, and firsthand I remember this because I have 2 cats. It created a big problem. Those little things will disappear before original things when the panic buying starts. So important to think of everyday little things and make sure you do have some of them stashed away. So another thing, big mistake people do when they sort of get themselves prepared or family prepared, they just buy what they see other people buying. And we're talking about, say, the pastas, the rices, and the beans. But they don't really think about the backup cooking methods. They don't really understand you need the water to cook the rice if there's any problems, and at the same time you need the energy to cook that. So don't underestimate things like the oats or couscous. And then, of course, moving on to the next thing is the cooking abilities. It kind of ties with the previous one together, is understand how you could potentially cook your food. Okay, we all live in the different houses. We have different types of heating. Some have gas, some have oil, the same as with the cooking. Everybody's different. But have this little plan for your family. How actually are you going to be cooking your food? Because unless you have a means and water of cooking your dry goods, they are just going to be staying exactly that. They're just going to be dry goods. So you need to have a plan. Okay, the plan of cooking. Do you cook on the barbecue outside? Do you have a spare gas? Or do you have some wood to burn on the barbecue? Do you have maybe a camping stove? Do you have, again, canisters for the camping stove? Or do you use one of those big gas canisters? You have to think about it, okay? Don't just think about your food reserves, but also think about other bits needed to make the food reserves work, if that makes sense, like a water and alternative cooking methods. The next one is a really important one, I think, is genuinely reduce dependency. We're talking about, when I talk about the preparedness and resilience, a lot of the times, genuinely, we're talking about not relying on the system, not depending on the system of things. Because us as humans, we go through the years where we just become really convenient of the things that we have, because things that they are at our fingertips, be it anything else. And in this instance, we're talking about obviously the petrol or diesel. So trying to reduce your dependency right now, because you have an option just to give this a go. If you're able to walk somewhere, take a walk. Find alternative paths. maybe do a car sharing thing, just trying to basically step away from that reliance on using your car and driving somewhere. I understand, of course, we got to be places, you got to go to work, absolutely, but those little changes, okay, you'd be probably surprised how much difference that could make. So if you do genuinely drive to, say, the supermarkets that's, somewhere 10 minutes away, if you do have a little shop that it's 10-minute walk, maybe just take a walk and give it a go, and you'd be surprised how much difference that would make, not to maybe the price of petrol, the diesel, but to your resilience and understanding. You'll feel that little, I'm not sure how to describe that, but you feel that little bit of accomplishment, knowing that actually you can actually do this. Okay, hopefully that does really make sense. Another important thing to understand, even if the supply of food is there, doesn't mean it's going to get to you. And we've seen this time and time again, and I experienced this myself, and people commenting on the channel, we all share the experiences. I remember last year talking about the shortages of baked beans in Lidl, and we talked, the cheap beans, they were there. They haven't had any for absolutely weeks. And yet some of you commented that you haven't had any problem in your Lidl because you had the loads of them. So it's an important thing to understand with anything, with a food distribution, that some supermarkets might be full or not so full, but they have products, some might not, especially if you live in specifically maybe difficult to reach areas. And the point is, okay, don't always rely on thinking, okay, I'm going to pop in and get that tomorrow. If you need that, get this now and put this away, because tomorrow you might pop in there and the shelves might be empty. So this is the point, guys. Those are those kind of the little things that we could be doing right now to make our life, not saying a little bit better, but to make our life just that little bit prepared. It's like I said time and time again, when you're doing certain things, it's like you become like a well-oiled machine, if we're going to say it that way. If you do little changes, when those situation arises where we have to, or our family have to deal with that, you'll be surprised how much better you will deal with the situation, because you're already halfway there. And again, this is absolutely optional. None of us really know what's going to be happening and how is it going to be happening. But one thing I know for sure, that if there's no petrol there at the pumps for one reason or the other, then there's very little we can do. As much as we want to try to rebel against what's currently happening, if you can't get any, you're not going anywhere. Okay, so the last point would be, guys, is to basically watch out for the signs. Don't watch out what the media tells you. Follow what you see. Okay, keep an eye on the diesel prices, keep an eye on the prices of the food, and keep an eye on the gaps in the shelves of the cheapest food. Because once you start seeing those sort of signs, you know that the bigger events going to be following from then. So anyway, guys, I do hope you have enjoyed the video, or at least find this helpful. Don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I shall see you in the next one. Bye-bye.